There's a quantum law that says the more you desperately check for a result, the more you freeze it in place. This isn't psychology. It's not a mindset hack. It's a proven phenomenon called the Quantum Zeno Effect, and it is the secret reason you are stuck. In the next 45 minutes, I am going to show you the hard science that proves this invisible law is governing your life. And more importantly, I will teach you how to reverse it to finally trigger the shift you have been waiting for. And if you have ever felt that exhausting, soul-crushing frustration of trying everything and seeing nothing change, you need to hear this. It's not your fault. You've simply been caught in a trap you didn't know existed. To understand this, we have to go from the spiritual to the scientific. We have to go into the quantum laboratory. Physicists discovered something that defies all common sense. They found that they could take an unstable particle, a particle that was naturally programmed to decay and transform into something else, and they could stop it from ever changing. They could freeze it in time. How? Simply by watching it, by continuously measuring it, asking the quantum question, are you still here? Are you still in your original state? With every single measurement, the particle's internal clock was reset to zero. The potential to change, the wave of possibility, would collapse back into the certainty of what it already was. The act of observation prevented the evolution. The very attention meant to track the change was the mechanism that annihilated it. Now, bring that principle out of the lab and into your life. Think about the feeling, the spiritual spinning of the wheels, the endless cycle of meditation, visualization, scripting, affirming, feeling a surge of hope, only to have it drain away as the days and weeks pass with no visible change in your physical reality. It feels like you're pushing against a glass wall. You can see the new reality. You can feel it in your bones, but you can't break through. This is the profound frustration and spiritual exhaustion of being stuck. If this idea that you might be accidentally freezing your own reality resonates on a deep level, hit the like button now. It signals that you're ready for the solution. That feeling of being frozen is not just a feeling. It's quantum feedback. It's the universe showing you that your consciousness is performing too many measurements. So this is the answer to the question so many of you have. Why am I stuck? Manifestation. You are caught in a quantum paradox. Your desire is pure, your intention is powerful, but your observation has become contaminated with need, with doubt, with the desperate energy of, is it here yet? Have you ever felt that the more desperately you wanted something and the more you looked for signs of it, the further away it seemed to get? That's not a coincidence. That is the Zeno effect in action. Let me give you a metaphor that will make this crystal clear for the rest of our time together. It's the watched pot of water. You want to boil water. You place the pot on the stove. You turn the heat all the way up. The heat is your intention, your focused desire. It's powerful. The water represents the quantum field of potential, ready to transform. But then, you get anxious. You get impatient. Every 10 seconds, you lift the lid to see if it's boiling. What happens every time you lift that lid? All the heat, all the steam, all the building pressure escapes. The system loses all its momentum. By constantly checking for the result, you are actively preventing the conditions required for the result to occur. Your anxious checking is lifting the lid on your manifestation, letting all the energetic potential dissipate back into nothing. You are keeping your own reality at a lukewarm temperature. This is the Zeno Trap. But you are about to learn how to break free. You're about to learn how to let the water boil. By the end of this, you'll stop being the anxious pot watcher and become the master of the flame itself. To understand how this quantum freeze works, we have to step out of the world of self-help and into the strange, counterintuitive, and absolutely real world of a quantum physics laboratory. Imagine a single, unstable radioactive atom. By its very nature, it is programmed to change. If you leave it alone, after a certain amount of time, it will decay. It will transform into something else. This is its natural evolution. But physicists discovered something that seems to violate all common sense. If they measure the atom continuously, if they keep asking it the question, are you still an atom? Are you still in your original state? Something bizarre happens. The atom never decays. Each time a measurement is made, the act of observation forces the quantum system to collapse back into a definite state. It has to answer the question, and its answer is yes, I am still here. This measurement effectively resets the atom's internal clock. It pushes the atom back to its starting line, over and over and over again. By observing it rapidly and repeatedly, scientists can hold an unstable system in its initial state indefinitely. They can literally freeze its evolution. They prevent change from happening simply by watching for it. This is not a theory. It is a proven, documented phenomenon called the Quantum Zeno Effect. So people ask me, how does Quantum Zeno Effect work in our lives? The mechanism is identical. Your focus, when charged with doubt, is a quantum measurement. This is what I call the Zeno Trap. Your desired new reality, the abundance, the relationship, the well-being, exists right now as a wave of pure potential. It is that unstable atom, ready and willing to evolve into a new state. The quantum field is already in motion. But your consciousness, when it is locked in a state of doubt, fear, and is it here yet, becomes the measuring device. Every time you anxiously check your bank account for the money, every time you look at your phone, wondering why they haven't texted, every time you scan your body for signs that you are healed, you are performing a measurement. You are asking the universe the same question the physicist asks the atom. Is my old reality still here? Is the absence of my desire still present? And the universe, which must respond to the focus of your conscious energy, collapses the wave of potential to give you an answer based on your current physical evidence. The answer comes back as a feeling, a thought, a number on a screen. Yes, the old reality is still here. Nothing has changed. And that very act of observation resets the entire system. It snaps the evolving timeline right back to the status quo. It freezes the water that was just about to get warm. This is the core of the trap. We have been taught that relentless focus is the key, but we were never taught the critical difference between a focus of confident intention and a focus of needy observation. This is why the old methods so often fail. They can backfire spectacularly. Your vision board, if you look at it with a feeling of, why isn't this here yet, becomes a monument to lack. It's a measurement of absence. Your affirmations, if you repeat them to desperately convince yourself of something you don't believe, simply reinforce the energy of disbelief. Another measurement. This is why you feel so exhausted. That spiritual burnout isn't a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's the signature fatigue of being the unwitting prison guard of your own reality. You are spending monumental amounts of energy holding the system in place, all while believing you are trying to change it. This leads us to the new paradigm, the subtle, yet world-altering shift that allows you to escape the trap forever. The power is not in the observation of the outcome. The power lies in the unconditional embodiment of the state before the outcome ever manifests. It's not about watching the pot, it's about becoming the heat itself, and then trusting the laws of thermodynamics to do their job. It's about a radical new understanding of trust, not as a passive hope, but as a strategic, creative, and deliberate withdrawal of measurement. This is the secret. This is the key. Where in your life have you been constantly lifting the lid to check for progress, instead of trusting that the heat is on and the water is warming? Here is the central paradox that has kept you trapped. It is the subtle error in thinking that has cost you months, maybe years of progress. We have been taught, we have come to believe, that our focused attention on our desired outcome is the very force that makes it happen. That to create a new reality, you must hold it relentlessly, in your mind's eye. The great revelation is this: your focused attention on the absence of your desire is what prevents it from ever arriving. Read that again. Let it land. It is not your attention on the goal that manifests it. It is your persistent, anxious measurement of the gap between where you are and where you want to be that freezes reality in its current state. This is the very essence of the Zeno Trap. And understanding this changes absolutely everything. It means that the spiritual advice to let go is not a passive surrender into hoping for the best. It is a strategic, tactical, quantum action. It is the most powerful move you can make. It is the deliberate withdrawal of the measurement device, your anxious consciousness, to allow the wave of potential to finally evolve and collapse into a new form. It means that trust is not a soft, gentle virtue. It is a creative force. Trust is the active, conscious decision to stop lifting the lid of the pot. It is the understanding that the heat is on, the process is underway, and your interference can only cool it down. And it means your true work is not to sit there watching the pot, praying for it to boil. Your work is to turn up the flame with everything you have, and then have the courage to walk away. This requires a radical shift in your entire approach. We move from constant draining observation to a new methodology I call intentional ignition. It's a two-step process. First, ignition. Then, release. You apply intense, focused, white-hot intention for a brief, powerful period. You feel it. You embody it. You become it so completely that there is no doubt in your energetic signature. You are turning the flame on high. And then, you withdraw. You deliberately remove your observational energy from the outcome. You drop the need to check. You release the requirement for signs or validation. You allow the quantum system to do what it does best when it is not being measured. Evolve. This is the Quantum Zeno Effect explained simple. What you repeatedly measure, you maintain. To create change, you must withdraw measurement. This is not about forgetting your desire. It is about graduating from the role of anxious seeker to confident creator. This is an identity transformation at the deepest level. You are not the watcher. You are the heat source. You are not a supplicant, hoping for a sign from the universe. You are the source of the change itself. You are not a spectator of your reality waiting for the scene to change. You are the energy that transforms the scene. Your power is not in the watching. It is in the igniting. Your faith is not in the evidence. Your faith is the engine. What if your desired reality isn't something you need to pull towards you, but a natural state you simply need to stop pinning down with your doubt? This revelation isn't theoretical. The Zeno Trap leaves fingerprints all over your life. Here are the 3 counterintuitive signs you are caught in it, and have been misinterpreting them as signs of failure, when they were actually signs of your own power, misapplied. The first sign is what I call the almost phenomenon. You know this feeling intimately. You do the work. You feel the alignment, and then the miracle gets so close you can almost taste it. The perfect job offer is on the table, and then it's mysteriously rescinded. The ideal partner comes into your life. The connection is electric, and then they vanish without a trace. The financial breakthrough is just one signature away, and the deal collapses at the 11th hour. It is a uniquely cruel form of hope, because it proves your desire is possible, only to snatch it away. This is the Zeno Trap in action. That near miss wasn't the universe teasing you. It was the quantum system beginning to evolve. The wave of potential was gathering momentum, ready to collapse into your new reality. But in that final moment, your anxiety spiked. You leaned in too close. You checked one last time with an energy of, is it really happening? And that final, desperate measurement was the very act that forced the wave function to collapse right back into your old state. You didn't lose it, you froze it. The second sign is effort exhaustion. This is the deep, soul-level fatigue that comes from constantly doing the work. You feel drained, tired, and spiritually burnt out. You've affirmed until your throat is raw, visualized until you have a headache, and scripted pages upon pages in your journal. You are doing everything the gurus told you to do, but instead of feeling expansive and joyful, you feel like you're pushing a massive boulder up an infinite hill. Listen to me closely. That feeling is not the noble exhaustion of a creator. It is the profound fatigue of being a quantum prison guard. Your constant state of checking, worrying, and observing your reality to see if it has changed yet is an act of holding. It requires immense energy to continuously measure a system and prevent it from changing. You are not tired from creating. You are exhausted from preventing creation. You have been guarding the very prison cell you are trying to escape. The third, and most subtle sign, is stale synchronicities. You see the numbers everywhere. 1111, 222, 444. You see the feathers, the coins, the exact phrase from your vision board on the side of a bus. For a moment, you feel a rush of validation. The universe is speaking to me. But then weeks turn into months and nothing in your physical reality actually shifts. The signs keep showing up, but the manifestation doesn't. The synchronicities become stale, repetitive, almost mocking you with a promise that is never delivered. Here is the truth you need to understand. Those signs are not telling you, it's coming. They are telling you, the potential is here. The potential for your new reality is so strong and so present that it is bleeding through into your awareness as signs and symbols. But your constant observation, Your desperate search for these very signs as proof is what keeps that reality locked in the potential stage. You are seeing the trailer for the movie over and over, because your act of watching for the trailer is preventing the feature film from ever starting. Comment which of the 3 signs of the Zeno Trap you've been experiencing the most. The almost phenomenon, effort exhaustion, or stale synchronicities. Let's create a powerful field of shared recognition in the comments. From this moment forward, you have the decoder. When you experience these things, you will no longer feel despair. You will feel recognition. These are no longer signs of failure. They are your new quantum feedback system. They are the dashboard lights of your consciousness. When the almost happens, you'll know, I measured too intensely at the final step. When the exhaustion sets in, you'll know, I'm playing the prison guard again. Time to put down the keys. When the synchronicities feel stale, you'll know, I'm watching the trailer instead of letting the movie play. This simple shift changes everything. It moves you from being a victim of these painful patterns to being an intelligent interpreter of your own energetic output. You are no longer lost in the dark. You are reading the fingerprints of the freeze. Which of these 3 signs has been the dominant pattern in your life? And how does it feel to finally understand it's not a sign of failure, but a sign of measurement? You understand the trap. You see its evidence in your life. Now we move beyond understanding. We move into embodiment. Let's feel the shift from the anxious watcher to the powerful source. Let's feel what it means to become the boiling point itself. So, wherever you are, I invite you to find a comfortable position. Sit upright, with your spine straight but not rigid. Allow your hands to rest gently in your lap, and when you're ready, softly close your eyes. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs completely. And as you exhale, release the day. Release the need to figure things out. Just for these next few moments, your only job is to be here, to feel. Another deep breath in, and a slow, complete breath out. Let's begin. I want you to bring your awareness to the center of your body, to the area of your solar plexus just above your navel. In this space, I want you to ignite the flame of your intention. See your desired reality, not as a distant wish, but as a concentrated point of light. Don't see the details. Just feel its essence, the feeling of it, the emotion of its fulfillment. Now intensify this feeling. Make it brighter, warmer. This is not a weak flicker of hope. This is a brilliant, blazing sun contained within you. Feel its heat. Feel its power. This is the certainty of physics. This is the energy that warps reality. Hold it there. Feel its undeniable presence. This is the heat. This is the truth of your creation, existing right now as pure potential. Now, with deep reverence, we are going to place this sun into the quantum field. Imagine you are holding this blazing sphere of intention in your energetic hands, and before you, the infinite, dark, fertile space of all possibility opens up. The quantum field. Gently, lovingly, you place your intention into this space. You release it, and you place a lid on it. You seal it within the field. Feel the click of that seal. It is done. The process has begun. The transformation is now taking place in a dimension you cannot see. Under laws you do not need to control. It is contained. It is protected. The heat is now working on the system, unseen, unheard, but absolutely effective. And now comes the most important, most powerful, most liberating action you can possibly take. Turn your back. Right now in your mind's eye, physically turn and walk away from the pot. Feel your energetic body pivot 180 degrees. Feel the profound release as you let go of the need to watch, the need to check, the need to manage the outcome. The obsession is over. The anxiety is gone. Feel the muscles in your shoulders relax as you walk away. Feel the knot in your stomach dissolve. You are no longer a guard standing watch. You are free. Your attention is now completely liberated. Place it on the peace of this present moment. Place it on the feeling of the air on your skin. Place it on the simple, profound relief of trust. This is where your power has been all along. Not in watching, but in trusting. Not in focusing on the outcome, but in embodying the peace of its certainty. Stay here, in this freedom, for a moment. This is the quantum turn. Now, without looking back, Without breaking this peace, just notice something. There is a subtle feeling in the air, a quiet hum of creation. You can't see it, but you can feel it. It's the steam. It's the gentle background knowing that the process is working. It's the feeling of inevitability, the relief, the faith. The water is heating up. The transformation is happening. You don't need to see it to know it's true. You simply feel the steam. This is the feeling of creation in motion. Hold this feeling of quiet, confident knowing. Anchor it in your body. Let it fill every cell. This is your new default state. And now, very gently, bring your awareness back to your body. Feel the chair beneath you, the floor beneath your feet. When you are ready, you can slowly open your eyes. As you energetically turned away, what single word describes the feeling that replaced the anxiety of watching? You are no longer a victim of the Zeno Trap. You are a quantum alchemist. This is not a mere affirmation. It is a declaration of your new operational physics. An alchemist understands the fundamental properties of the elements they work with. They know when to apply intense heat, and crucially, they know when to remove the heat and allow the transformation to complete itself in the sealed vessel. You have moved from being a confused spectator to a master of heat and release. But mastery requires practice. It requires turning this profound inner certainty into an automatic, embodied skill. It's time to build the practical architecture of your new reality, installing the habits that make this effortless. So here is exactly how to use Quantum Zeno Effect for manifestation, or rather, how to escape it, by transforming your daily habits from acts of measurement into acts of mastery. We begin with the first tool. This is your foundation. We call it the intention lock-in. This is a 3-minute morning ritual that replaces hours of anxious hoping. Before the world has a chance to tell you who you are, you will tell the quantum field what is being created. For the first 60 seconds, you will ignite the flame. You will feel your desired reality with a fiery, cellular intensity. Don't just see it. Feel the emotional signature of it in your solar plexus, in your heart, in your hands. Feel the relief, the joy, the certainty. This is not visualization. This is energetic activation. You are applying pure, concentrated heat. Then, you take a journal and write down the core essence of this reality in one powerful sentence, in the present tense. I am celebrating the success of my new venture. I am in a loving, thriving partnership. The act of writing it down is a physical anchor. It pulls the energy from the ethereal into the material. And then comes the most critical step. You close the journal. This is a sacred, symbolic act. You are placing the lid on the pot. You are sealing the alchemical vessel. As you close it, you take a deep breath and you say out loud, "The heat is on." That's it. The work is done. This entire ritual contains the act of measurement to a single, powerful, creative moment. By doing this, you eliminate the need to sprinkle little anxious measurements throughout your day. You have given your instruction to the field with such clarity and power that any further checking is not only unnecessary, it's counterproductive. You have locked it in. The second tool is designed for the moments when the old programming tries to reassert itself. We call it the doubt decoupler. The urge to check your phone, your email, your bank account. The urge to look for a sign. This is a deeply conditioned neurological habit. A thought of lack arises, and your brain automatically seeks external data to soothe the anxiety. But now you know this seeking is the very act that freezes the outcome. You need a pattern interrupt. You need to decouple the trigger from the action. To do this, you must decide in advance what your decoupling action will be. It must be something that requires your immediate, focused attention. It could be listening to a specific, powerful song that instantly shifts your emotional state. It could be solving a simple puzzle on your phone, like a Sudoku or a word game, forcing your logical mind to engage and release the emotional obsession. It could be as simple as stepping outside and naming 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, and 3 things you can hear. The moment you feel that familiar pull of anxiety, that urge to just check, you don't fight it. You don't judge it. You recognize it as a biological cue, and you immediately deploy your doubt decoupler. You put on the headphones. You open the puzzle app. You walk outside. You physically and neurologically redirect the energy. Each time you do this, you weaken the old neural pathway of doubt and strengthen a new neural pathway of release. You are actively rewiring your brain to equate the feeling of doubt with an act of trust. The third tool is the most subtle and perhaps the most powerful for building unshakable long-term faith. We call it evidence harvesting. The quantum alchemist knows that looking for evidence that their specific desire is manifesting is the most tempting form of the Zeno Trap. It seems productive, but it is pure measurement. So you must shift your focus entirely. Instead of looking for proof of your specific outcome, you will train yourself to look for evidence that the universe is fundamentally responsive and benevolent. You become a detective for magic in the mundane. You start harvesting evidence of flow in completely unrelated areas of your life. Did you think of a friend and they suddenly called? Harvest that. Write it down. Did you need a parking spot in a crowded lot and one opened up right in front of you? Harvest that. Did you receive an unexpected compliment or a small, delightful surprise? Harvest it. You are building a portfolio of proof, a library of trust. Each piece of evidence is a testament to the principle that your consciousness and reality are in constant, playful communication. This builds the deep, unshakable muscle of faith. So when it comes to your big core desire, you no longer need to see signs of its arrival to trust the process. You have a mountain of evidence proving that the process itself works. You are strengthening your belief in the principle of creation without ever lifting the lid on your most important creation. These tools are not just techniques. They are the cornerstones of a new integration framework. From this day forward, every urge to doubt, every wave of anxiety is no longer a problem. It is an alarm bell. It is a notification from your inner guidance system telling you that you are about to fall back into the prison of measurement. The old response was to panic and check. The new response is to smile and release. The old thought was, oh no, what if it's not working? The new thought is, there's the signal. Time to decouple. The heat is on. You will learn to see the anxiety as a beautiful reminder of your power, a trigger that calls you back to your true role as the alchemist, not the anxious watcher. You are using the energy of the trap to fuel your freedom from it. So I ask you to make a commitment to yourself right now. What will be your go-to doubt decoupler action? The thing you will do the very next time you feel the urge to check? You now possess the secret. You understand the mechanics of the Zeno Trap. You know how to apply the heat of pure intention, and most importantly, how to execute the quantum action of release. You have escaped the freeze, the feeling of being stuck, of spinning your wheels against a reality that refuses to yield, is a frequency you no longer need to broadcast. You have moved from being the anxious pot watcher to the quantum alchemist, a master of heat and release, but escaping. The freeze is just escaping neutrality. It's like getting a car that was stuck in mud onto solid ground. You are no longer stuck, but now you have a choice. You can let it idle, or you can learn how to drive it with precision and speed. What if you could move beyond simply allowing a change to happen and begin to actively, consciously accelerate it? There is another quantum law, a mirror image to the one that freezes reality. The Quantum Zeno Effect freezes a system with constant, anxious observation. Its opposite, the aptly named anti-Zeno effect, can actually speed up a system's evolution with a specific kind of pulsed, rhythmic attention. This is the difference between letting the pot boil on its own time and putting it in a quantum microwave. One allows the transformation, the other commands its velocity. You have learned to stop being the prison guard of your present reality. The next step is to become the architect of your future's timeline. In the next video, we will explore this profound principle. It is called the anti-Zeno effect. Explained how to accelerate your quantum shift. We will learn the precise technique of pulsed intention that encourages the quantum field to evolve faster in your desired direction. And after that, we will venture even further into the territory of miracles with a video called Quantum Tunneling Explained, how impossible shifts happen instantly. You have graduated from level 1. You have the fundamental key that has eluded so many for so long. Feel the power in that. Acknowledge how far you have come in this short time. You are no longer a spectator. You are a conscious participant in the fabric of creation. Now that you know how to stop freezing your reality, what would be possible if you learned how to make it evolve faster? Subscribe and activate all notifications Because in our next video, the anti-Zeno effect explained, we move from unfreezing your reality to consciously accelerating it. You have mastered level 1, do not miss level 2.